Hey everybody, welcome back to Up, Up, and Away, a comic book movie review and news podcast. My name is Joe Gilpin. I'm joined as always by my brother, Matt. How are you today, Matt?
We said my name at the same time.
Jakes, you owe me a good podcast.
I'm Matt.
How are you, Matt?
Good.
Wonderful. We are joined also by our wonderful older sister who's been able to come in and do these last few episodes with us. It's been wonderful watching movies and reviewing them with you. You're very funny. Our sister Melissa. How are you, Melissa?
I'm doing great. How are you, Joe?
I'm doing all right. Like third attempt at recording this podcast.
Totally wasn't my fault.
Yeah, can't imagine why it would be your fault. You just won't turn off the IMDb page for the new upcoming Lucas Till movie, Monster Trucks.
Hey, it looks charming.
It looks charming, apparently, to Matt.
Go support that movie. There's reports that it might go under and it might be a bomb. Go see it.
We're getting $80,000 to support
from Paramount.
Check out our Kickstarter. Let's all just go watch Monster Trucks one after.
Hey, you're all gonna go see shitty movies anyway. Just let it go be that shitty movie.
Speaking of shitty movies, we saw a shitty movie today.
We sure did. That's a hell of a segue, Joe.
Thank you. We watched...
for the record, we don't know Monster Trucks is shitty.
No, yeah, that's... Yeah.
I'm going to...
Allegedly shitty. Like we're going to get sued.
If Rotten Tomatoes gives that negative score, I'm treating it the same as them giving Batman v Superman a negative score.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes must be broken. Monster Trucks isn't even getting love. Isn't that the new Coppola?
Yeah.
I feel like directors should kind of have to be drafted into movies from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to give, like... Trolls to Scorsese or something. And just see what he makes with it.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic, right? Or have two directors make the same movie and see what happens.
That happened with Superman 2.
Yeah, that did happen with Superman 2. That's correct.
Yeah.
But for Superman 3...
which is what we did.
This is what we're going to watch and review today. It's not good. This is not a good movie.
No, this movie was ass.
This movie was really bad.
I'd rather watch Monster Trucks.
No, yeah, that would be...
Delight.
So, let's break right into it. Matt, you have some baseball card stats for this movie. The basic who's and what's and where's and such.
Yeah. Much like Superman 2, or a version of Superman 2, this was directed by Richard Lester. No involvement of Richard Donner.
No, Donner's out.
This movie was written by David and Leslie Newman, who also wrote the others. So they came back. This movie was made for $80 million, or for $39 million, and made $80 million.
Interesting. Wasn't allowed to guess on this one.
No, because I fucked that up.
So it made a big profit.
Yeah,
this is a very profitable movie. Yeah, I mean, it doubled. It doubled its... It doubled its budget.
For a Superman movie, it's like...
Well, if you double your budget, you did good work. Especially at the time.
For the third movie in a franchise?
Oh, very true.
Fair. Do you want to guess the Rotten Tomatoes score?
Oh, boy.
You know, for these older movies, a lot of times, there's an inflated score, but this is a historic bomb.
Yeah, critically a bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna lowball this. I'm gonna say, like, below 20 at least.
I'm gonna go 25.
Ooh, it's 26.
26%?
You're never gonna get one right.
No, never. Never once. It'll have to be an even number like that.
Yeah.
I'll never guess like 43. And if I did, no, I looked it up. I'm gonna get the next like 6 right in a row.
Yeah.
Just be super obvious about it. So this is the third movie in the franchise. Is the first one without Richard Donner. They get pretty much most of the major players. Gene Hackman isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
But you get Chris Reeve back. Margot Kidder is back nominally.
Dude who played Perry White.
Yeah, he's back. Pretty much all the Daily Planet cast and crew is back.
Jimmy.
So that's pretty cool. Everything in this movie just tonally is not correct.
No,
right?
the movie just sucks.
It's not good.
It's the film equivalent of somebody who thinks they're hilarious and is just drearily unfunny.
I don't know if tonally it didn't work, just like the plot didn't work.
The plot didn't work. I just think it tried so hard to be funny, and it was just like a horrifyingly unfunny mess.
It's almost like this weird experiment, like what can we do with these movies? Because the last one wasn't funny at all.
No.
The last one was, pretty straightforward, serious.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't trying to be funny.
Yeah.
That was also the Richard Donner cut.
Yeah, that's fair.
So this movie, maybe it'll be at times disingenuous to make fun of it. You'll have to view it through the lens of a comedy, so the choices are a little bit less stoic.
It stars Richard Pryor.
I know. Do you know how he got cast?
No.
He, for this movie, Richard Pryor is one of the main villains. Let that sink in. And he had been on Johnny Carson talking about the original Superman movie, or it may have been Superman 2. I think it was the original Superman movie, though. Because it was such a, this cultural phenom.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, like, running around, and he threw on, like, a blanket or something as a cape, and he was running around.
Mm-hmm.
Just, animatedly talking about this. It was, a very undisciplined time in late-night TV. You could just do shit like that.
Right.
It was like a time when guys would show up drunk.
Especially, like, if you're Richard Pryor, they're just going to let you go.
They're just going to let you go. Yeah, and, you're going to bounce around, and Johnny's going to guffaw, and it's going to be a great time.
Yeah.
And it was a good segment. I've seen the segment.
Mm-hmm.
He recreates that pretty much in the movie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
right before he skis off the side. He does pretty much that same scene. That is what got him this role.
Yeah.
That was his auditioning.
Kind of. In a way, yeah. Unknowingly.
Yeah, so you wanna get into this bad boy?
Let's get into our critical beat-by-beat analysis.
Alright, you say beat by beat. I want to preface this by saying there's not a good plot synopsis to this movie.
Yeah, we go off online plot synopses, and then we
usually
comment
IMDb.
Yeah.
And it kind of it jumps around here a little bit.
IMJG.
So bear with us. So the movie starts with Richard Pryor's character, a man named Gus Gorman. He is
August Gorman, I think is a great name.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Just phonetically, I love that name.
Sure.
Listen, every time I have a chance to say something good about this movie, I will. It's not going to happen often.
He is an unemployed man looking for a job.
Yes, and he's pretty lazy, can't keep a job whatsoever.
Yeah, and he's pretty much on the lowest rung of the employment level. He's like
he's like the shittiest unemployment dude.
Yeah.
This is what Mitt Romney thinks poor people are. Right?
Pretty much.
He's only working enough to keep his unemployment, and then he's immediately he argues with his boss or something.
He literally works for 35 minutes, and then he goes back on unemployment.
Yeah. So he is trying to get his unemployment check, and he is denied.
Mm-hmm.
And he's super bummed out about that. And so he basically sees a little...
Yeah, like a little matchbook cover.
Yeah.
He's, you can get some computer training.
Not training, you just be a computer programmer at Webster Industries. Just I'll just go do that and flame out at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And get more money.
Do you think he doesn't want work, or is he just really, really shitty?
I think I don't know necessarily that he is trying to be on unemployment forever. I think he just kind of
he's just bouncing around. Yeah, he's just a layabout.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just a fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And then he hits on
this computer gig.
Exactly.
And I think it's at this time the scene shifts to the Daily Planet.
No, it's then we get the interminable opening credit scene.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that, though.
It's 5 minutes long. It's so long. I want to talk about it a little bit because it's just random.
No, I was kidding.
It's random flying names. Not random, the people in the movie. It's the credit names.
Doug Williams.
Yeah. Art Monk. He's great.
That's my Superman movie.
Yeah.
It's giant flying names over people being thirsty for some girl on roller skates. Is half of the opening credits.
Pamela Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this big... It's like if David Lynch had to construct a Rube Goldberg. You know what I mean? It's random bizarre shit that keeps happening until somebody gets trapped on top of a fire hydrant.
Yeah, like a car.
Yeah, he parks his car on top of a fire hydrant.
He crashed it.
And the fire hydrant starts to
fill up
the car, and he can't get out.
I said this during the movie. If there was a hole in the bottom of a car to let all that water in, why isn't the water coming out of that hole?
Yeah, no, it makes no sense. People in Metropolis sure love to die.
Yeah.
It's like this guy might be who they based Gil from The Simpsons on. It's shitty. It makes no sense, and nobody can break him out. He can't open a door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Open your door.
He might look. He might be finally sweet release.
Yeah, he's lying back, and Superman pulls him out of the tub.
No,
yeah, and Superman ducks into a photo booth. He comes out. He rips off the photos that show him turning into Clark. I liked that.
Yeah,
I thought that was
cute.
And then turns into Superman, saves him.
When, as you said, when we were watching it, I was like, maybe if you weren't making love to the camera there, Clark.
Oh, he's vamping hard.
Oh, yeah. He's smizing.
Yeah. He's like really catching the light on every single one of them.
Yeah.
Are there props in here? It's just one of those ones with props.
And, you're right, actually, and I think this scene parlays into Gus going to work.
Yes.
At the computer programming place.
This is a day in the life of Metropolis.
Yeah.
What a horrific nightmare.
Ugh.
Yeah, y'all talk shit about Gotham.
Yeah. Jesus.
Batman's like, y'all are crazy.
Yeah. Is everyone here on Thorazine? Why is everybody so happy? This is a nightscape.
He's working for this bullshit little computer programming place, but he's good at it.
He's incredible at it.
Yeah.
He's not just good. He's unbelievably naturally talented with computers.
Mm-hmm.
And he is not happy with the amount of money he is given for his paycheck. And so he decides, because he's so good at computers, to break in and embezzle $85,000.
Well, he doesn't know it's going to be $85,000. This is a thing that's been used in other movies. I know it was used in Office Space, famously.
Salami slice.
It's come up before. Basically, companies, whenever they take taxes, there'll always be like 0.14% of a penny. Mm-hmm. And that just kind of just goes nowhere.
Right.
And, somebody comes in and they write code that scoops up all that, puts it into its own account, and eventually over time it becomes something huge.
Right.
And what fucked him here, and what fucked him in Office Space, they take too much. Can't get greedy, boys. Right. Can't get greedy. I've been doing this for years. It's a conceit of the movie that Gus is naturally unbelievably good with computers.
Yeah, just deal with it.
Yeah, you kind of have to take it as a conceit.
Yeah.
Fine. Superman can fly, Gus can do computers.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
As I was watching this movie, because I probably saw this movie when I was little and I didn't care.
I'm not sure you did. I definitely didn't see this movie until I was an adult. Okay,
well then I maybe had never seen this movie. So, as I was watching it, I also knew nothing of the villains. So I was like, maybe they did so-and-so. And as the opening thing started, I was like, maybe Gus Gorman's gonna be Metallo?
Yeah.
Because, he's a down-on-his-luck guy. Maybe, Lex Luthor will turn him into Metallo for money.
Sure, hey, we'll experiment on you for a little bit of money.
And then as he got this new computer programming job, I was like, maybe he'll become Parasite.
Sure.
Or Rudy Jones action.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen.
No. He's essentially Brainiac.
Yeah.
They couldn't do Brainiac for whatever reason. I don't know why. But they just kind of backdoor
Richard Pryor.
Well, when you can't get Brainiac, who do you get? Everybody say it at the same time. Richard Pryor. It's a very clear one for one.
And so, Gorman...
By the way, this is back when computers were magic.
Yes, literally, yeah. You might as well have a wizard. He might as well be a wizard.
Yeah.
Might as well, actually be the alien Brainiac.
Yeah, no, literally. Just with everything he can do with computers in this movie. And he's, breaking into space stations with VCRs.
He's controlling the weather.
Yeah. It's back before anybody knew what a computer was.
No.
People had heard of computing.
Right.
Yeah.
There'd been, a piece on 60 Minutes or something.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think now is when we go to the Daily Planet?
Yes.
And we see Clark Kent, who we all know as Superman. He's convinced Perry White to allow him a week vacation to return to Smallville to cover his high school reunion.
Yeah.
Because, sure, that's a good fucking story, Clark.
Yeah.
That would get laughed out of the news.
Yeah.
I'm a practicing journalist, and that would never fly.
No, never. Never once.
Especially in a major paper like
that. Yeah, that's not new.
Yeah, it's like the Washington Post covering Altoona, Pennsylvania's high schools. A class of 68 reunion.
Yeah, with actually no angle on,
half of them have died of heroin or something.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just anything.
No, he's just I just think it would be great. Perry's like, great, do it. Yeah. And then we see Lois Lane. She is planning a vacation to Bermuda?
Yeah.
And then walks away out of the movie. I'll be in Bermuda. Wave, wave, wave. Walk, walk, walk. Bye, bitch.
And we also see that
she smoke bombs her way out of this movie.
Like Batman. And we also get a look at what the Daily Planet is doing there.
By the way, we're not going to see Lois for the rest of this movie.
No, she
comes at the very, very end. She shows up for a scene.
She shows up. She's burnt ochre.
And now the Daily Planet is holding some sort of raffle contest.
By the way, Jimmy Olsen, who is clearly 28 in this movie, also mentions, like, half my friends are still in high school. Jimmy Olsen, shut the fuck up. You're 20 years old.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, weirdness with ages, where, like...
Yeah, they said this is Clark's 15-year high school reunion.
He could be early 30s, though. That's fine. No, because Superman is often played as the Jesus age of 33, so I think that can be fine. That's a very common age for Superman in media.
I don't care. Look at what happened to Jimmy. And so they're running some sort of contest that you can win a trip to South America, which is like, okay, I don't care.
It was kind of confusing because it was like...
Yeah, they're like, oh, you can go to South America. And Lois is like, I'm going to go to Bermuda.
Yeah, it was
just have her win it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, honestly. Or just like have her take the people.
Yeah, even better.
Yeah. Like, oh, you're going with Lois Lane, you know?
Yeah, but no, we need to shoehorn this fat family in here.
Yeah, it's a fat couple.
Don't they have a kid? Am I making that up?
I think you're making that up. I thought it was just two of them.
Yeah, I thought it was
It might have just been two. I could be wrong. It is now between these guys and, what's his name from the last movie? Ned Beatty.
Otis.
Oh, yeah.
It is canon that the fatter you are, the dumber you are.
Absolutely.
In the Superman universe.
Otis.
At least these guys are actually fat. Otis wasn't that fat.
No,
Ned Beatty's not fat.
No.
Dude.
So, I think it's now that Clark takes Jimmy to Smallville with him.
Yes, he's going to take him. That's going to be his photographer. He is there in a journalist capacity. By the way, if you are at a reunion and someone is writing a story for a major paper...
God.
Holy shit, what a nightmare. He is going to make you all look like a bunch of fucking rubes.
Yep.
Especially you, Brad.
That is a real, like, Grandpa Simpson coming into the burlesque house moment.
Yeah.
So, on their way there, they're taking the bus because the Daily Planet shells out for their reporters.
They sure do.
Even
in the 80s, the journalism industry was going with... Not
on the decline.
Yeah.
It's basically New Jersey to Kansas would be that bus ride.
I know, it would take a week.
Fucking ass would hurt so bad.
Yeah, because the seats are shitty. And so on their way there, they just happen to come across a chemical plant on fire.
Yeah, the bus pulls over.
Yeah.
Bus in the world would pull over.
Check that out!
Dumbass driving that bus. And we learned that the plant was containing...
Slapping his hat against his knee. Oh, boy!
Look at them colors!
It was containing acid that can produce clouds of corrosive vapor. So it's like, the whole world,
Yeah, no, that's an issue. That's a stake. However we arrived here, I actually am okay with much of this fire scene.
And so Jimmy's like, I'm going to go get some pictures of it, because I'm a go-getter.
Yeah.
And Clark's like... Alright, I don't really remember what Clark says about that. I think he's like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of like, oh, Jimmy.
I don't remember exactly what happened, but I have the note here. Jimmy Olsen is a fucking dumbass and deserves his broken leg. Sign his cast in dicks.
Yeah, that...
I also saw him...
Let's give a big thumbs up to that.
Yeah! That's one of the firefighters be like, yeah, Superman!
Hell yeah!
You gotta do that as Superman, don't do it as Clark.
Dick-S.
The Superman-esque.
Or the dick in the Superman-esque. We also saw Jimmy run by a cop to get into, like, the closed-off plant. It's like, that's the shittiest cop I've ever seen.
Yeah, what are you doing? You have one job here. Contain the scene.
It's literally like when Snake went under Police Chief Wiggum's legs to escape from jail. And so Clark changes into Superman and is like, I'll save the goddamn day. And saves the goddamn day.
Yeah, he saves the goddamn day. Freezes a lake. Lifts it up, drops it over the chemical fire to put it out. Usually not how you put out a chemical fire, actually. It's not how you put out a chemical fire at all. It just spreads it around. You need to actually counteract the chemicals that are being used.
Also, that ice would snap in half.
Yeah. No, the weight makes no sense. But I think it's a fun effect.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I think a lot of stuff in this fire scene is actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's of my issues with this movie, that's very low.
Yeah.
No, because this at least seems like it was from Superman 1 or 2.
Yeah, if you're worried that we're not going to have enough Superman talking to someone in low tones in this movie, just you wait.
And so, as Joe brought up, while Jimmy was trying to be a young go-getter,
Young Gohard.
He breaks his leg, and Clark is able to, or Superman is able to see through his leg and be like, yeah, that's a broken leg.
Yeah, it's a clean break.
Yeah. It's like, good job, dipshit. And
pats him on the back so hard his nose starts bleeding.
So now I think the scene shifts back to Gus, I want to say, or do we
just keep reading the thing?
I'm moving around here because I know this is wrong. So Gus Gorman, after remember he embezzled a shitload of money, he is brought to the attention of the CEO, Ross Webster.
Yes.
Who Lois Lane earlier said is so handsome, even though he's like 75 years old.
Yeah, it makes it. Did this guy get to write Punch Up on this movie? This actor who played him, I apologize.
Robert Vaughn.
Yeah, did Robert Vaughn get to do a pass on this script?
Yeah, like, bullshit.
Yeah. Get out.
Yeah.
The CEO of that company, he's so girthy.
And so he is a megalomaniac billionaire. I don't know why.
This guy is Lex.
Yeah.
He's actually Lex.
Yeah.
You could just do Lex again. Mm-hmm. There's nothing saying. Just de-homify him from the last movie.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
Or make it more gay.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah.
Double down.
Make it obvious.
Just bring him in here. You can do a lot of stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
And he's obsessed with Gorman's abilities for his computer potential to aid him in his schemes. Mm-hmm. And it's like, sure, it's like an evil dude thing to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're evil for like the sense of evil, basically.
He's very progressive in terms of trusting computers. Yeah. Because 2016, most old people I know now still do not.
And he's also trusting a black man.
And he's trusting a black man. Maybe this guy's actually the hero. We're going to talk ourselves into it.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This brings up a point that Melissa made in the movie that made it a flaw. It says, joined by his stuffy sister.
Yeah.
Like, why is everybody being so mean to her?
Yeah, everybody from the word go is incredibly mean to this woman.
To Webster's sister.
To Webster's sister who helps run the company.
I mean, and she's officious, but like, I don't know, she walks in and she's like, hey, what's up? And then he's like, get a grip on yourself, nobody else will.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, she hasn't done anything yet.
You are dropping bars on this one.
God damn.
Gus is like,
Should I go?
There's another woman there named Vera. And there's another woman.
Is that the thought?
Vera? No,
Lorelei.
Lorelei is the thought.
Yes.
The thought from the beginning of the movie.
I wrote in my movie, I kept referring to her as the thought. And later, spoiler, it's going to turn out she has a lot of deep thoughts, and it made my notes very confusing.
It's the thought that counts.
It's the thought that
That'd be a great title of an autobiography.
That's the Black China book. It's the thought that counts.
So, to get
She better not. It's going to be mine.
Webster begins blackmailing Gorman into helping him. Just like, sure.
No, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, man, totally. Do that shit up.
I have no problem with that as a very basic idea.
Whatever you say, Lex, I mean.
Yeah. There's like one line where he says, like, Lep. Like, you know, you write in a bunch of names and you can, like, control them and replace them and just replace them all in the script.
Yeah.
But, like, you misspell one.
Yeah.
So it doesn't find it. He's like, sure, Lep Luthor.
Couldn't get a second take on that. So, back in Smallville.
No, this is the early 80s. We're all high on coke.
Yeah. No. Especially me, Richard Pryor. In Smallville, Clark is... I guess James is in the fucking hospital. Well, Clark's just dicking around at his reunion.
This reunion scene is exactly what I come to Superman movies for. Clark awkwardly trying to bang out at his high school reunion.
Oh, yeah. I'm into it. He's reunited. Actually, he's talking to one of his old teachers, like the fucking brown noser that he was. He's reunited with his old friend and comic book character.
Oh, Clark, you're massive.
And a comic book character, Lana Lang.
Lana Lang is there. Is it, real quick, for the Superman mythos in general, is it weird that he eventually, depending on your interpretation, marries Lois Lane, has a huge crush on Lana Lang.
It's a Benny Veronica situation.
It's a Benny Veronica situation. His mother's name is Laura.
No, Martha.
No, his birth
Laura L.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird, right? A lot of L's.
A lot of L's.
I'm not into it.
Go get them L's, Clark.
Yeah, he's catching L's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's very Oedipal to me. It's very Oedipal, and it's never been brought up canonically.
I didn't know Lara.
We have to save Lara. Why did you say that?
Oh, I hope they bring that back.
Yeah.
That pissed a lot of people off.
I want them to bring it back just to piss more people off.
We've talked about it on this podcast. People misinterpret the moment. People misinterpret that moment a ton. Yeah. Watch it. It's not because their mothers share the same name. It's because he has a mother.
Yeah, he has human.
And he has humanity.
He became human.
The last 3 minutes have been Bruce talking about how he doesn't have any humanity, and then he's like, I'm trying to save my mother. He's like, that changes things. Yeah. This gives me a different perspective on this, and I will change my actions accordingly. You know, how movies work.
Right.
Look how... Sorry, I'll see you go.
Well, and it's also a little bit about how, like, Batman's been dealing with this, like, PTSD.
As we're seeing throughout the whole movie, yeah. I mean, and he touches his mother's thing, and then he gets attacked by a giant bat in his mind.
Yeah.
Clearly shit is not okay.
Yeah.
The building is not up to code.
Yeah, and that's his arc, is him coming to terms with, like, his, you know, mental issues.
100%. And his leadership role in the world. Mm-hmm. In this movie, can't smack the charm off Chris Reeve.
No.
And he's trying to reconnect with Lana Lang.
Yeah, she is a divorcee with a young son named Ricky.
Yeah, I love that. Let's talk about the Lana, Lois, Clark dynamic.
There is no dynamic.
No, not in this movie, but in the series in general. Who are we supposed to view as right for him?
I think Lana.
Right? It kind of seems like they're portraying Lana as a little bit more... yeah. Maybe it's like she's right for Clark, but Lois is right for Superman.
But we just learned that they're the same guy.
Kind of.
And like Superman 2, that was like the whole point. Like they're the same dude now.
Yeah.
So it's like, bye, Lois.
Lois should be here.
That's what I said.
She should be here to draw contrast.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, look at that skank.
Yeah.
Look at that farm trash.
Yeah, exactly. That would be great tension, if only.
Yeah, and she's like kind of like bigger than it. Like she's like big city girl.
Yeah, she's big time in everybody.
Yeah.
She's got like a blazer on.
Yeah, she's just above it all and just kind of like, this potato salad has too much mayo. Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Haven't you guys ever heard of moisturizing?
Sushi or something stupid like that. Like something that would totally blow people's minds in 1983.
Yeah, exactly.
Haven't you guys ever heard of cocaine?
Richard Pryor slowly in the background, like peeking his head in the door. Like you have to like really look in the back.
Just like those little windows they have in schools, like school doors.
Yeah. That's up there.
Peeking through.
That's up there with like that stork in the background of the Wizard of Oz, like kicking something over.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like slowly Richard Pryor's head comes in.
Man, that'd be great. This movie already sucks.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, and we also meet Lana's former boyfriend, who actually fell in the first movie. He's in it. He was the football guy. Brad.
That's the same guy.
Brad and Lana were in the first movie. It's not the same guy.
I knew Lana was. I didn't realize it was Brad.
Yeah.
He is aged like shit.
It's not the same actor.
Yeah. I know.
But he looks like dog shit.
Yeah. Purposefully.
He was Clark's childhood bully, and now he is an alcoholic security guard. So that's like it gets better PSA for you.
Sure.
Right there. Mm-hmm. Or it gets worse, depending on who you are.
That'd be a great PSA for bullies. Your life is gonna blow. Your life is gonna be so bad.
You get like a bunch of ugly dudes. They're like, I rushed for 2,000 yards.
Just like leading you through like headlines of them in the paper.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Next time I'll be in the paper, I will be dead.
Meanwhile, Webster schemes. This is literally the next line. Webster schemes to monopolize the world's coffee crop.
Yes.
This movie starts to take a turn.
Yeah.
Infuriated by Columbia's refusal to do business with him, he orders Gorman to command an American weather satellite named Vulcan to create a hurricane to decimate the nation's coffee crop.
Another weather-based weapon. Is this what people want out of the Justice League movies?
The Weather Wizard? Is he going to be?
Yeah. The Weather Wizard would crush in this if they just brought him in. And they own him. Why not? But this is like, of the three Supermans, two of them have been weather-based kind of, or natural disasters.
Superman Returns also does that.
And Superman Returns does it too, yeah.
And Man of Steel.
At one point we had like 3 of 5. Yeah, Man of Steel does it.
Yeah, they terraform the Earth.
They're terraforming the Earth with like earthquakes and shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Superman loves to fight Earth.
Like Earth gravity.
Yeah.
I guess it's because it's like science.
People are turning the Earth against him because that's his adoptive home. They never once had that thought. They never once got that deep with it.
Nope.
And
yeah, that's it. Like them in a panel.
So
eyes darting back and forth.
And so, yeah, literally the next line is to create a hurricane, decimate the nation's coffee crop. Gorman travels to Smallville and sneaks into a local business office after hours, bribing Brad, the security guard and Lana's ex-boyfriend, waits till he passes out so Gorman can carry out the plan. Because I guess Smallville has the access.
Like I say, he's trying to access a space station with a VCR.
Yeah.
It really is just like, he did it with a computer.
In bumfuck nowhere, Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
He rubbed together 2 Blu-rays and
created a hurricane.
Made a cloud.
Yeah.
Ironic, Superman already created a storm in this movie to put out the fire.
Oh, man.
That's right.
Yeah, he already seeded a cloud, technically.
Whoa. So Webster's scheme is now thwarted when Superman neutralized the tornado. We didn't actually see this. We're just told about it.
No, and that's very annoying because it makes it seem like it didn't happen.
Yeah. It was just Gorman being like, didn't you see the news?
This is that thing you're talking about.
Yeah, this was the recreation of, like, he was flying around and stuff and threw on a thing. Yeah.
And so Webster... Superman saved the harvest, by the way. So Webster orders Gorman to use his computer knowledge to create kryptonite.
Yes, because the Thought lady, Lorelei, she remembers that kryptonite is... I
remember hearing about it in the news.
Yeah, she heard about it in the news that Superman's weakness was kryptonite. By the way, news. This is a real failure of the liberal media elites.
That's right.
Why would you put it out there?
We also learn later she's actually
incredibly intelligent.
Yeah.
Yes. Richard Pryor has also heard about it. It's just like, but it's put in there as like, we need this to be the next part of the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and so Gorman uses a computer to order that satellite to locate some krypton debris that's just in outer space. But after the computer fails to analyze an unknown element in kryptonite, he improvises and just replaces the unidentified element with tar.
Yeah, because he looks at his pack of smokes and he's like, tar.
The secret element was love.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, that would be really funny if you put love. Something great. Kryptonite's made of love. It's really almost poetic.
You didn't just use, like, tar or anything in this, right? That is racist, sir.
Honky.
Dead honky.
Dead honky. It's my favorite.
Oh, you should have said that to Superman at one point.
Oh, man, that would have been great. Now you're just a dead honky. So, meanwhile, Lana convinces Superman. This thing is totally off.
Just keep reading.
Well, no, because there was a point where like Clark and Lana were hanging out.
Yeah, okay, I remember what happened. You have the scene at the bowling alley.
Yeah, there's a bowling alley scene
where Clark is helping out little Ricky. Helping him bowl.
His buddies.
Yeah, and what's his name? Brad?
Brad's there.
I
was confused. I thought Brad was his dad.
Yeah, I thought that too. Brad was an all-country bowling champion.
Yeah.
Which just means you're a national champion.
Yeah, I like that. I was like,
all country is a really weird... only rednecks are allowed.
That's great.
But yeah, he like breathes on the pins. He uses some of his super breath, and he like explodes all the pins, which would make everyone cry.
Yeah,
no one would accept that as a
game.
No one would accept this as a thing that happens. Like there would be nothing but questions.
And like I said, this movie's already bad. You might as well just like, why couldn't Superman have farted the pins down?
Yeah, why couldn't that have happened? Especially with all that dog food he's been eating in this movie.
Yeah, that's another thing. He accidentally, you gotta throw that in there, he accidentally ate some dog food thinking it was pate.
I wrote down in my notes, Superman just ate dog food and I now want to stop watching this movie.
Yeah. He ate it.
It's disgusting.
First he ate it accidentally, and then he ate it on purpose.
Around somebody he's trying to fuck.
Yeah. Like
for sure, put it down.
I can lick this off your body. Yeah, they're having a picnic with Ricky and a dog.
Yeah.
I assume it's their dog.
Also, who in Smallville brings pate on a picnic?
It's the Metropolis.
That would have been a great joke if Lois is like pate, and then she ate it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, fuck you, big city girl.
Yeah, it really would have been, just her getting her comeuppance.
Yeah.
But during this, Clark saves Ricky. Which is to say, Superman saves Ricky.
Yeah.
He sees that he's collapsed in the field. He fell down his head or something.
Yeah.
By the way, for the incredible speed he showed in the second movie, like running all the way down, running all the way up, and
flying across the planet to turn back time.
Yeah, twice. Should have done that at the end of this movie. He basically does the equivalent of like a light skip over to get the kid who is about to be run down by a thresher. Yeah. Holy shit.
That's gruesome.
Yeah.
I kinda wish they would have done it. So
he's like, holy shit, I'm not gonna make it in time. Yeah.
So yeah, he saves Ricky, and Ricky's like, I'm Superman. What's up, dog? And this is basically Richard Pryor plays Ricky too.
In a stunning dual role.
Again, you might as well.
He's like with like a little cap and a big lolly at all times.
Same mustache.
Blonde curl like wig.
That would have been great. But yeah, at this point in his relationship, Clark is essentially just writing like a boner piece for the newspaper about like him rekindling love. It's literally like it's like something you would call into like a late night love talk radio show with.
Dear Penthouse Forum.
It really is. It's a Dear Penthouse Forum
like a Mormon Penthouse Forum.
Yeah.
I saw Lana at the reunion.
And then we had a picnic.
I ate dog food.
More about that later. But he just never brings it up again. But there is something. He's not feeling appreciated in Metropolis.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of overlooks him. Nobody really cares. Nobody cared when he was leaving.
Yeah.
This is an emotional beat we can sink our teeth into, sort of.
That's what I'm thinking.
But as much as anything, but he is feeling appreciated in Smallville.
Yeah, by Lana.
Mm-hmm. Also, you're motherfucking Superman.
Yeah.
Get over it.
You're being appreciated.
Walk it off.
Clark kind of sucks. Have Clark win a hot dog eating contest. You can just do that as Clark or as Superman, but you're Clark.
Yeah.
And then you just take that Joey Chestnut. Clark Kent's the world champ eating hot dogs.
Finish it off with some pate.
Yeah. Dip him in dog food. You'd be the most thug do that there.
Everybody's just throwing up.
Dip.
This guy's gross.
Oh, you're foul, dude. You're foul.
You're really hot, but
that sounds like an evil Superman move. We'll get to that soon.
Yeah. And so...
No, we have to have him eat dog food to save him.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. Lana's stuck in a big vat of dog food. He's gonna eat his way out of it.
Sleeves.
Superman sleeve. And that's where she's like, Clark ate dog food. Superman is
He's like, shit, he has to fly around the world again.
Oh, man.
I ate all that dog food for nothing.
He gets really queasy from it.
Thrown up. So back to this movie and not our headcanon of how Superman 3 actually went. Clark
This is the dumbest episode we've ever done.
Of course it is. This is the stupidest movie ever.
Yeah, this is really bad.
Yeah, at least Spider-Man 3, which is another shitty movie we did, it had a plot.
You had a plot.
And it had some great moments.
Had some great moments. The Sandman stuff was really good. This is not good.
No. Our friend at the comic book shop, if we told me we were watching Superman 3, would be like, don't talk about Superman 3.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, no, yeah. John, who runs the comic book shop I go to.
He was talk about Sandman.
Yeah, no, we in between watching Superman 3 or Spider-Man 3 and recording the podcast, I went to go buy some comic books because I live the motherfucking lifestyle.
Ooh.
And we mentioned, we're about to go record. We're going to talk about Superman 3. He's like, Sandman's actually whatever. Sandman's actually good. And we were like, we were thinking that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
everybody sucks.
Yeah, everybody's not doing good work.
And so Superman and Clark have gone back to Metropolis, like Jimmy went to.
Yeah.
We don't really see him again until the very end when we see Lois.
Right.
Yeah. Clark gets a call from Lana, and she's like, "Hey, Ricky's a real dumbass. He told all his friends about Superman saving him, and then he told him that Superman was going to come to his birthday party, which is next week." And Clark's like, "Well, I will talk to Superman, and I guarantee you he will be there."
By the way, Lana 100% knows this.
Yeah, no, that's what you say when you know.
Yeah.
like, hey, Clark, you're talking about your friend?
Yeah.
So when everybody finds out, when Smallville finds out that Superman is going to come, they turn into like a big celebration to honor Superman. Because sure. So they give him a key to the city, but Gus and Vera show up disguised as United States Army officers.
Yeah, Gus is dressed as Patton.
Yeah.
General Patton.
I laughed a little bit.
Yeah, no, I was.
It's Richard Pryor.
Yeah, no, Richard Pryor is usually like really like he's great.
He lightens up every scene he's in.
Yeah, he's always entertaining. He's Richard Pryor. Like there's nobody better than Richard Pryor.
So they give Superman the man-made kryptonite as a gift. And they're like...
If that thought knew that's what kryptonite would do to him, shouldn't he have known what kryptonite was going to do to him?
Who's Superman?
Yeah. Because he's given anytime Superman's around anything glowing and green, he should immediately be on high alert.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Get that away.
Yeah, anytime he should be around Ecto Cooler, he should even be like,
Yeah.
Green Jolly Ranchers.
Mm-hmm.
But like nothing's happening to him. So everybody's like, oh. So I guess he's like, that's fine. And so the compound does begin to produce symptoms after the celebration. Superman begins to go through basically a descent into darkness.
Yeah, he starts to become like an all lives matter man rights activist type.
Right,
he becomes selfish. He's focusing on his lust for Lana.
Keeps talking about negging.
He gets one of those mystery hats.
Keeps calling everybody a cuck.
It's like this weird like proximity-based Viagra. Like, he's just around it. He's just fucking as hard as that goddamn kryptonite rock.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
And he does end up saving this truck driver, even though he wanted to bang Lana instead of saving it. So, that's something.
Yeah.
So, but he does begin to question his self-worth. And this is the point where he starts throwing peanuts at glasses and begins breaking them, which is a dumb scene.
Yeah, and he's warping mirrors and can't stand to look at himself.
So... that tar-laced kryptonite is taking effect. I don't think it's... No.
What do we think is the effect here? What's actually...
It's red kryptonite.
Yeah, it's red kryptonite.
That's the comic.
Is it making him... Yeah, in the comics...
It's not even red. Why not?
I know, you could easily make it red. Whenever he's around different kinds of kryptonite, they can have different effects.
Isn't there like a black kryptonite that does something?
Probably.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
There's the lantern core for every color. Mm-hmm. The rainbow core.
Is this kryptonite making him normal in a way, like more human?
That's what somebody brought up. I think it was Lorelai.
Did she? Yeah.
She was like, he's acting like a human.
Yeah,
she does. Yeah.
Is he?
I mean, in a way, but
but that's not really working for me because no one else acts like this.
No one's being that big.
It's not like he's just rude. He's actively fucking shit up all the time.
Oh yeah, he's being like super petty.
Yeah.
He's petty man.
Yeah, he is petty man. He's wrecking the Leaning Tower of Pisa, ruining this one guy's
this one Greek guy,
business. And
the
Olympic torch, just for no reason other than they're kind of funny.
It's really neat.
Yeah, it's just
stuff no one else would do. Mm-hmm. So I don't really agree with her assertion that Superman is now human.
No.
He also is starting to look scruffy.
Yeah.
He's got a little beard going. His suit's darker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that happened.
A little tanner.
Is Superman... He beds Lana Lang, correct?
I think so.
Yeah. It's like
somebody.
He bangs Lorelai.
That's it.
Did he not bang Lana?
No.
I don't remember him banging Lana, but he definitely banged Lorelai.
Yeah.
I guess we need to talk about Superman as a sexual being.
Yeah.
And we could talk about the physics of that, but those jokes have been made before. I don't want to retread ground that Kevin Smith has tread over, just in terms of purity.
With his weird New Balance shoes that he's walked over. I don't know what kind of shoes.
We've talked... That's probably New Balances. We've talked about it many times.
Good arch support.
How long can jorts be without being jeans?
I don't know.
Anyway, we don't have time for that.
Stuffed into them jorts.
Apple bottom jorts.
And then New Balances with the shirts.
Thank God somebody made something funny out of that. So Superman is a sexual being. Does it work to have this god come down and be a sexual... Does he come across as a sexual being in this movie? In this part of the movie, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks sexy. Yeah.
He's flirting.
It's Chris Reeve, man.
It's Chris Reeve. He's very sexy.
Good-looking dude.
It's still weird to see Superman as a sexual being. Because even when he's with Lois, like, in the comics or anything, it's still just like... It's very Mormon. You're right. It's very Mormon.
I have a question. Was it awkward for you in Batman v Superman when he got in the tub?
I mean, Henry Cavill without a shirt on.
No, Henry Cavill is Superman. It's not, but there's...
It's like Chris Reeve's like a Ken doll.
Chris Reeves... Well,
he's playing it with such this emotional purity.
Yeah, that's what I was... Yeah, that's what I was going to get at. Is there is a... yeah, it's a purity. There's a purity to him. But Henry Cavill's... They approach it in Man of Steel. He's human from the jump.
Yeah, very much so.
So him having a sexuality doesn't seem strange.
Yeah. Please.
I forget. When does he find out he's an alien? Is that only when he goes to the fortress?
Yes, it's only when he goes to the Fortress of Solitude.
And what's interesting is that in Man of Steel, he knows he's an alien when he's like 11.
Yeah, when he's a kid.
And that's interesting.
Yeah.
That, like, he's more human.
Well, his parent, yeah, we mentioned at the time, what did he think his powers were?
Yeah.
Back then. But it's never answered, so it's a tough area to tread on.
Sure. And so with Superman now distracted, Webster is furthering his plans by controlling the world's oil supply.
Yeah, and this was a scene, this was a very confusing turn that this took from coffee to oil.
Yeah.
What was the line?
It was, coffee gets people up in the morning, but what keeps them going? It was like...
They could literally name anything after this, and it would make 100% sense.
Light bulbs!
Yeah. Pants. And it's just a movie where they're fighting pants.
Oh, man, that'd be great.
Yeah. Don't you hate pants?
So, Gorman is going to direct all of the oil tankers to the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and have them sit there until further notice. And Gorman...
people on this.
Gorman is saying that Ross gets his own way all the time and that he feels underappreciated. He then gives Webster a series of crudely drawn blueprints for a supercomputer.
Yeah, they're like drawn on the back of like matchbook covers and stuff.
Yeah, and cigarette packets.
Yeah, and like McDonald's wrappers.
And then people take those exact blueprints and are like consulting them as they build. Like they never took the time, this made me laugh, to transpose them onto actual blueprint systems. It's just like, here on the napkin it's like a big circle, so let's make like a big circle.
Yeah, exactly.
And they create the world's most powerful computer.
And Ross agrees to make it, and so they're gonna make that fucking computer. So meanwhile, Superman is dealing with his depression now with a drinking binge, but he is eventually overcome by guilt. I hate this fucking scene, by the way. And he undergoes a nervous breakdown after Ricky is like, Superman! Just quit doing that shit.
Yeah, it's the
I should have played Ricky.
Child. Yeah.
And saying, you're just sick!
That child was Ryan Felipe.
People might actually believe that.
Yeah, it's not Ryan Felipe.
He's urging him to fight against his descent into evil. And so...
One day I'll really outdo myself in a marriage.
So he crash lands in a junkyard and splits into two personas. The evil, selfish, corrupt Superman and the morally righteous Clark Kent.
This scene is very similar to a scene in one of our favorite movies. This really reminded me of the dance, like I have to go be in my special area from Hot Rod.
Oh, yeah.
Where he just like dancing around, like kind of in a fighty way.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man, this fucking scene. Don't ever talk about that movie and this movie in the same.
Yeah. Keep those names out your mouth.
The synopsis says they engage in an epic battle across the junkyard.
No, it's just Clark getting the shit beat out of him.
Yeah.
Gets put into like a car compactor.
Breaks out, punches him a couple of times, and he's done.
Yeah. And he chokes him out.
Yeah. Something weird. He flies into the scene as Superman in his costume.
Yes.
Then, at the end of the fight, it's Superman's costume versus Clark dressed in normal, everyday working clothes.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the scene, Clark chokes out Superman.
Evil Superman.
Evil Superman, who just, like, disappears.
Yeah.
Like he was a hallucination.
I was wondering that, like, Does he reabsorb himself? Where
did he get that fucking dress shirt?
Right. Yeah. I mean, well, is it a metaphor for having conquered that evil in himself?
Were there two Supermans?
Yeah, exactly.
If somebody else was watching this from outside, what would they have seen?
Good question.
Because this is pretty clearly, to me, an internal struggle. Man, Superman is fucking weird.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a metaphor for that.
Yeah. Is he practicing for a play or something? What's going on here?
So, yeah, he just ends by choking his ass out.
Yeah.
And he's now back. He opens up his shirt and it's the old suit. And he's good to go, man.
They could have just had bearded Superman against non-bearded Superman. You know what I mean?
Great. I was like, make his ass Bizarro or something.
It's very Bizarro.
Yeah. Especially, at one point he falls into a tub of acid.
Yeah.
It's we're looking Bizarro. Why not?
Yeah, sure. And so...
My next note is, this is getting dumb fast.
So,
getting dumb?
I know.
Superman then goes to the apartment penthouse of Webster to confront him, only to find a video that they're hiding out in the Grand Canyon.
Hey, go to the Grand Canyon.
Shit.
Peace.
That's where Gus Gorman's supercomputer is.
Hey, that's where my secret layer is. I don't know why I made it secret if I'm just going to tell you where it is.
Might as well just put that shit on Craigslist. So the Webster, Vera, and Lorelei.
Lex out. I mean, Lex Hudson.
Yeah. They all get to the canyon floor by air bikes.
Sure.
Gorman.
We just all have the same reaction.
Why not?
Fuck it.
They had a couple more dollars to spend.
Yeah.
Gorman.
It's bikes with balloons on them. Gorman. They're literally the hover bikes from the from the Unitarian episode of Simpsons. Not Unitarian. What's the Movementarian episode of Simpsons?
It's the third Simpsons reference.
I know.
We love that show.
Good. Lucky listeners. Just kidding.
Gorman just decides to ride down on his own mule. Sure.
Yeah.
I guess it's look how good of a dude I am. I don't need an air bike. And so they're just waiting for Superman to arrive at that point.
Throwing cards into a hat.
Yeah. So Superman is flying to the area, and then Webster is playing a video game.
Well, it's his sister, right? I believe she's playing. Am I incorrect?
No, he's playing it.
He is playing it.
Yeah, and he sucks at it.
Yeah. He's playing an Atari-style video game,
shooting missiles,
which is shooting actual missiles at Superman.
Yeah.
It's two things. It's exactly the scene from Batman Returns where Penguin is in that little rockety chair.
That's exactly right.
Playing a video game trying to kill Batman. It's also Pixels. This is just the movie Pixels at this point.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
No.
I was kidding. I never seen that fucking movie.
Let people know you are lying.
That's true.
Don't leave that in the internet.
I will say, I am serious about monster trucks. I'm not joking about that. That movie looks charming.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Listen, I don't care if it's 2-on-1. I'm still fucking right. No. Not everything is a poll.
Look.
You can't take a survey on whether or not owls wear hats. Taken from John Oliver.
So Superman just wins that video game, I guess. He doesn't get hit with missiles.
He avoids all the missiles.
But once he gets inside, he's forced into a battle with the supercomputer, and he is severely weakened by a kryptonite ray. I guess they took the tar out of the equation. Gorman feels really bad.
Did he not know what they were going to do?
Yeah, he's a dipshit. He doesn't want to go down in history as the man who killed Superman. So, I don't think that would be in textbooks, though.
It might be, honestly.
Yeah, it might be.
They might say Gus Gorman did it.
They might.
It might be an Aaron Burr kind of thing.
That's fair enough.
Might get a dope-ass musical one day.
Oh, man. Now I kind of wish I did kill Superman.
Yeah. By the way, it's still always charming to me that the way that Lin-Manuel Miranda, his inspiration for making the Hamilton musical was reading through a biography of Alexander Hamilton, and he was I can't believe nobody's made a rap opera about this guy yet.
About this from this 700-page biography of Alexander Hamilton.
He literally said, like, I need to get on this or somebody else is going to do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, how cool is that?
And now he's getting dope work. Like, he's doing Moana. I don't know if you guys have seen that trailer.
I bet. Yeah. No, he can write his own check right now. Are you kidding?
He's in the new Mary Poppins.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he's at the top of his game.
Mm-hmm.
And so, back to this movie.
Top of the game.
Yeah.
That's just his.
True. Gus Gorman starts, because he doesn't want to go down as the guy who killed Superman, he just starts to destroy the Ray with an axe. Sure.
He also bites a guy.
Yeah, he does.
I watched Richard Pryor bite a man.
That's the third time I've seen Richard Pryor bite a man. One time for a bagel, the second time for a bagel with cream cheese. The living computer starts to become...
You gotta stop going to that bagel place.
Gotta start going.
Sorry to break the news to you, Melissa. He's dead.
Yeah, man.
The living computer becomes self-aware and begins to defend itself against Gorman. It actually bites Gorman. No, I'm just kidding. It's draining power from electrical towers, causing massive blackouts across the country.
Sure.
Yeah. Ross and Lorelei.
That part's fine.
Yeah, why not? Ross and Lorelei escape from the control room, but Vera is pulled into the computer and forcibly transformed into a cyborg.
Here I have written, beep boop, I'm a bad guy. Yeah, she is now a... she is a robot. She was turned into a robot.
I literally sneezed and she became a robot.
Yeah.
That's how quick that was.
Any thoughts on this robot transformation, guys? To date, the closest thing we've gotten to Cyborg on camera.
Oh.
No, that's not true. It's the show I hate. Smallville. Have not seen an episode, hate it to bits.
I watched the first season. Hate it more.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You have to call me in the middle of the night, like, Matt, you're not looking up Smallville stuff, are you?
Well, I'll wake up, like, in the morning and I have, like, from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., 300 Facebook messages about shitty things you found on Smallville's Wikipedia page.
Yes, I did.
It's happened multiple times.
I hate it a lot. We will never review it because I will never watch that.
Thank God. I'm so happy hearing you say that. But yeah. What's-her-name becomes a robot and starts stomping around, attacking people.
Yeah. And she attacks her brother and Lorelei with beams of energy and then immobilizes them. Yeah, man. Go get you some, girl.
Computers are magic.
Superman returns to battle with a canister of the acid from the chemical plant from earlier. And he starts beating the shit out of them. And so the living computer attacks him back with bolts of electricity and energy rays. The intense heat emitted by the machine causes the acid to turn volatile, eventually destroying the computer and saving everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So
beginning of the movie, we can't possibly let this get out. It'll kill everyone within a 30-mile radius. End of the movie. Go get that stuff.
Yeah.
Fight fire with fire.
That doesn't actually work. Stop saying that.
Superman... After that's over, he flies away with Gorman, leaving Webster and his cronies to be arrested. So he drops Gus off at a West Virginia coal mine where he gives him a job reference.
It was really easy to get a job back then, wasn't it?
Oh my God, yeah.
Gus doesn't even take the job.
Superman could just drop you off in the middle of nowhere.
Hey, man, good. I will give you $50 if you just drop me off somewhere and tell them to give me a job.
No, he didn't even take the job.
Yeah, he didn't take the job. He was like, I can find another one.
Yeah.
And fuck you too.
Yeah. So Superman returns to Metropolis.
If I'm walking back.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. Superman returns to Metropolis.
I have to send in fucking 35 resumes and a goddamn...
my ear.
Yeah. Put my blood type to this job to get a fucking callback.
Right.
Superman drops him off. He's like, when can you start?
So Superman returns to Metropolis, and Perry White is like, oh, let me introduce you to my new secretary. He's like, Lana!
Yeah.
Really mean to her. She like walks in, he's like, this is Lana Lang. So she now lives in Metropolis with, and I guess Ricky's there too.
Oh shit, Ricky!
Oh, no.
Another Thresher.
Just slowly creeping up on him. He's unconscious again. Oh no, he took another one of his field naps.
So, Lois also has returned. And she's super jealous of seeing Lana because her and Clark are like buddies. And she's also in the article that Clark wrote. She's like the high school beauty queen, whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's how that ends. And in the final scene, Clark flies back to Italy to fix the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah, that's the end.
And it pisses off that guy again because he had just gotten some straight Tower Pisa.
Yeah, he had finally adjusted his business. Do you think he went around and like bought that dude a new mirror and more booze and like?
Yeah, I do.
Unfucked Lorelai?
No, she has been plowed. That field has been
thrashed.
Why would she want that?
Yeah, that sounds like rape.
Yeah. It kind of is.
Yeah.
He's a little bit of a date rapist at times in this movie.
Yeah, and that's how that movie ends. Not with date rape, but with the
no, that part's in the middle.
With the Leaning Tower of Pisa thing.
Yeah.
So, movie over.
Hoo boy. Okay, that is the plot breakdown for Superman 3.
Evers, at the point where Webster is like, coffee, it takes a hard left turn.
Oh, I think it was the die had already been cast long before.
No, I think it's still savable up to that.
There were savable. You're right. There were savable parts. That's a good point. At what point we should start doing that for movies? At what point did this completely go off the rails?
Yeah,
because we can find it for Spider-Man 3 too. That third act is a mess.
The symbiote.
The second Eddie Brock combines with the symbiote, it's already super shitty up to that point.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But it takes such a bad turn from that point forward, where it's clearly just like we need to get all this thing through.
Mm-hmm.
Not to continue to pile on that movie because that movie took 2 hours to record.
We're still talking about it.
Yeah, and it's the scene where he starts like dancing.
Yeah, it never recovers.
Yeah, that's when that movie turns.
I would have to see it, but yeah, that sounds about right.
So, yeah, this movie.
Yeah, this movie. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, from the time they're like, oil.
Coffee. Where he's like, I have a vendetta against Colombia.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
It's like, alright, bro, you sound weird. So, do you want to go into characters?
Sure. Christopher Reeve plays Superman. He's great. Anything else?
No.
We talked about him as a sexual being. He feels more appreciated in Smallville, does he?
We didn't get anything of him in Metropolis.
It should be he comes back and is like, everything fell apart without you. We really need you around here, Clark.
Mm-hmm.
There's none of that. By the way, Lois shows up again at the end to be like, hey, bitch.
Yeah. Who are you, skank?
Yeah. Hey, you didn't fuck anybody while I was gone, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Lorelai's like...
His glasses fall off.
She's like... She's in an ice tub.
Clark brings her an ice tub. Like how he fixed the Leaning Tower.
There you go, ma'am.
She pours a bag of ice in there. Well, let's let some dead air follow that moment. Yeah. Okay, do we have anything else on Chris Reeve?
He's nice.
He's great. He's the best.
Great. He's kept up his high standard from the interim.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he is asked to do some bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sure is.
Like choke himself out.
Yeah. Or like be a weird date rapist and just things he had to show a lot more range in this movie than he probably expected walking in the door.
He almost didn't come back.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
And he's like, fine, I'll come back. You know, these movies have been really good. It's been really fulfilling to do this. What are we doing for this
quest
one?
for what?
Yeah. You're saying after this movie he didn't come back?
No,
or before it?
Before this.
He almost didn't come back to this, yeah. I believe it. And
then he had to be wooed back for Quest for Peace. And that was why he had so much more input.
Sure.
And we'll talk about that movie next week.
Yeah, I actually have not seen that movie.
Me either, actually.
So, how about that?
I know he quests for peace.
I guess the second character would be Gus.
Yeah, August Gorman.
I liked
played by Richard Pryor. He brings something to every scene he's in. There are character problems just in terms of...
Yeah, it sucks. The character sucks.
Well, he's fine, and the conceit of he's amazing with computers. He's the best in the world with computers.
Yeah. I would like to have seen a little more development with that. It was a little sketchy, but okay, fine.
Yeah,
whatever.
Fine.
Good, great, fine.
Yeah.
Chris Farley from Billy Madison.
But it bothered me a little. He was a villain the whole time because Richard Pryor's so charismatic, it felt awkward.
Yeah, he shouldn't have known that he was working for the bad guys or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He should have had a turn earlier in the movie.
Why'd he build that fucking supercomputer?
Yeah, that's what I was expecting when they were building the supercomputer. I was
he has
expecting
like a failsafe in it that'll like save the day.
Or would and he would be like, oh, I didn't sign up for this, and you know, as the third act comes along, and then he was going to join up with Superman. I was expecting something like that because I don't know, it felt really tonally off.
Yeah, it was really weird.
So,
but Richard Pryor did pretty good work for all things considered.
Oh yeah,
especially because, like you said, he's supposed to be Brainiac.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Brainiac, and they couldn't use that, so they just went with Richard Pryor.
Yeah, so
it's a big get at the time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He was one of the biggest.
He was one of the biggest comedians in the world.
Do we need to talk about Webster, Robert Vaughn?
I'm going to be honest. I don't want to talk about anyone else in this movie.
Honestly.
We talked about the Lana Lois stuff.
Yeah, we touched upon that.
I think we've touched on it.
Lois should have been there.
Yes.
She should have been with Clark.
Eating dog food. Until her tears smelled like dog food.
Sort of jealousy tears.
Later, Superman starts crying, and they're like, his tears smell like dog food to you guys?
Yes.
Yes, very.
Oh my god, I was going to say it too.
I liked Lana, Annette O'Toole.
Yes, Annette O'Toole did a fine job.
So I anticipate to see if she'll be back, and if they touch on this Lois versus Lana shit.
Because that's the story.
And if Clark gets a freeway.
Man.
Shame.
What?
For shame, young buck.
What?
Do you guys want?
You guys not rooting for Clark?
Do you not want to be happy? Do you want to rate and rank this movie, guys? Out of 5, let's rate and rank. Let's rate it.
I always forget what I gave the other ones. That's like a 1.5.
1.
This is a 1 out of 5 for me. This is real shitty. Because Chris Reeve is fine and Richard Pryor is charming, it gets a 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
But everything else in this movie is a hot garbage fire. Let's rank the movie. We've put it Superman and Superman 2 before. This is last?
Oh,
we all cool on that?
Yeah.
Cool, yeah, this is last. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Let's make the people happy. We're going to be back Tuesday with another Tuesday episode, Newsday episode, bringing all the stuff that's going on in superhero comic book world.
Already have some stuff.
Yeah, we already have a lot to talk about. We're really excited for it.
A lot might be an operative word.
And then next Friday, we are talking about Superman 4, Quest for Peace. And then we're also going to be revealing what our next series is.
I don't know what it is.
I know what it is. And it's going to be very exciting. So make sure you're subscribing to the podcast. Matt, tell the people how to get a hold of the podcast.
You can find us on Facebook at Up and Away Show. We are the
very active community.
Yeah, you're all great. On Twitter at Up and Away Show, Instagram at Up and Away Podcast, and at we are Up and Away Show at gmail.com.
Up and Away Podcast at gmail.com.
Oh,
yeah, Instagram and Gmail, Up and Away Podcast, Facebook, Twitter, show. So there you go. Everybody's a great person. We love you guys. We'll be back soon. Up and Away.